Welcome to the Eternal Cyclist, Life on a Bike. Where is this journey taking us, and where is it going to take us next? We never know. Let's find out. Greenways, Prague to Venice. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, time to say so long to Prauga. Get my breakfast, head out, and start on my way. Take it slow. Alright, it's time to leave Prauga. Trying to get out of here before the morning hassles and the morning stuff starts up. About 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30. Trying to get out of the tourist area up onto the river road and head out of town before the crowds start up on us Saturday morning. It's one of the more beautiful cities. Okay, a last look back at the castle, the main city, and this is the bike route out. Make sure you're careful on weekends, because a lot of these weekends they run these little fairs along the walkways in different places, and that is a bike trail down there, but of course you can see there's no way you would get through it, so have to take the higher one with cars. Are there places north of the city that you could sneak in and camp for the night? Yes, but then you have to cycle back in and out to these places. And of course, sunrise, sunset. There's what's called art graffiti and tagging graffiti. Tagging graffiti up. Sometimes one has really got to question bike routes, where they go through, what they go through, etc. Hey, not always sure about these. Goofy. Well, they go somewhere, but this one says this way. This one says go up and over. The 11 is there. The bike route says I'm supposed to go to that side. Gotta step over the things. Weird. One trail, two trail, all going back up. Yep, here it's signs of fall foliage already. There it is, the rainbow, which means it's raining. Fucking freezing my ass off to change the weather so quickly. Went from sunshine, or half cloudy sunshine, to freezing ass rain. Getting all the colors on the rainbow. Light blue, the yellow, the orange, the red, really sharp. Got some beautiful lakes, but flooded up a little bit because of the rains. Cold weather is getting me to break down my campgrounds much later than I normally would. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, but it's just starting to warm up. Oh. As I say, the squares are typical throughout most of Europe. The difference is the size, the shape, and the style, and when it was built. One of the issues for solar panels is, as you see, we go in the shade, out of the shade on a lot of these roads, which is good for biking, but very bad for the solar panel. You don't get the full sun all the time. That's why you couldn't charge a phone, because the phone would be starting on, off, using more electricity than you gain. Of course, you see the mountains we're rolling up and down through. One of the nice things, but at the same time problem of all these Chez roads is they all go down to these rivers and lakes and cross and then go back up the other side. Sometimes the roads are good, but as you can see, they do get steep at times. give you an idea of how Czech works. Go across, see the mountains, then see the temple or church on top of the hill. You'll roll down through these mountains, over these hills, and then you'll climb up to that church and then the overside. Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, from the last big city on out, seems to be something different. Seem to have a bike trail, even though it's steep up and down. It's still mostly a bike trail. It does go through some of the villages, only crisscrosses in and out of there slowly, but as you see, it just drops down here and then comes back up the other side. All about the churches, the old little villages and the churches. Okay, I think this is classic Czech. Yeah, a beer stall. And you pay by your little security thing and you put it in and pay. Cool. Alright, standing joke for places like Chez Republic. Which church am I supposed to go to? It's Sunday. Cold rain, cities, lunch break, church to kill myself in, up and down. You can just see the climb just from there to here, all over the place. When the signs are put the wrong way and you come up a hill like this, you can see the top of the church there. So I was down there, come all the way up here, just a couple 100 meters, straight up climb. One guy asked me the other day in Prague, you know, does this bike go on single tracks? Well, I guess this is considered a single track, but I've done a lot of these, so I guess so. Just not mountain biking single tracks with jumps and that stuff. This is my spot for the night. I'm just set up camp. Granted, a lot of these starry maestros or old town cities that have castles and stuff like that, the better view would be taking the drone. Yeah, of course, these alleyways and stuff, beautiful, but the drone shows how it's on a hillside, shows some of the times the actual castle fortress that's around it still, and everything else. Again, the town centers or town squares of these places usually tend to be the most interesting, with fountains, churches, usually some very nice buildings. Who knows what else is going on here. I'll have breakfast here, then back to the road. So, just to look around. That's all I came up here for. It is interesting, but not quite as special as they said it was. The happiness of the Czech Republic. Short, no uphills. I look at roads like this and I think of the Chinese friend that I started out this trip with. And, you know, they brought the wrong bike because we told them about trails like this. They had a bike that wouldn't be able to do these trails. So, it is what it is. Again, when I ride through places like this and things like this, I'm gonna ask again, is this a single track or not a single track? Some of the mountain, or I should say bike packers, say I can't go through trails like this. But yet here I am again. Okay, a little bit of a bypass here, going around. They do work on a bunch of these roads, so it makes it fun. Okay, this is the Czech Republic. Look at that. Steep climbs, short and steep. I love them. There's one thing you gotta admit, even though it's up and down hills and everything else, the peacefulness of the ride in Czech Republic on the routes is quite peaceful. Not a huge amount of cars and everything else, beautiful scenery. All right, 7:30. The trail is right over there, or road. It is kind of a road. There's been some cars going by. Here's the bike, and here's the camp set up. The hammock is set up. Again, I'm putting up the tarp not because it's going to rain, but because it keeps in some of the heat. It's been getting cold at night. I'm doing my cooking down here. Got my stuff all packed up. Not much I can do. It's 7:30 and it's already partially dark, and that's the way it's gonna go and get cold. Okay, 9 o'clock, we're all packed up. The bike is packed. Haven't had breakfast yet, brushed my teeth and everything else, but it's cold here, so I'll look for a sunny spot up the road to have breakfast and then continue on. Should be a few more kilometers and should be at the Austrian border. One thing in Europe, got to remind everybody of, you think you get out to these remote areas, you're not going to see any cyclists, this or that. It's different here. I mean, for what it costs me to take from San Jose to San Francisco, the local train, just to get up to do work stuff, costs about the same for a train across the country in a lot of these parts of Europe. Next thing, plenty of local transportation that'll take a bike without gear up and down, so you'll see these people. Second thing is, with the advent of these e-bikes, these hills don't stop people, so you see a lot more. Okay, this is at the northernmost point where Austria and Czech meet. This is part of the old Iron Curtain railing where they divided the countries. This is a lake that was a checkout point there for the Russians. These are all the remnants. The city that was here before is gone, destroyed, and now it's the last bridge. But I'm not going to go into that. I'm just going to continue on. And there's Austria. This route does bring you into some most fantastic nature, up into the mountains, trails, and everything else like that. There's a bunch of different trails that cut through here, but basically there's some nice rest areas and some everything else. Different bike stations, different bike things. So many routes cross back and forth. So I just got signs that tell you about the general area, where some things are, where some stuff is, like say beautiful lakes, beautiful things. Here's all the different routes. And then here, this is where we are now and what the route is that we're going on. More and more of these all over the place nowadays, all for charging the e-bikes. You pay, you charge. Overall, the prices aren't hugely more. You can get some stuff at a decent price, but they are more expensive than your other ones. But your choice with smaller stuff and some other stuff is better. Okay, the Czech families walk up the hills. Check. Boom. Landmines. I'm in Austria. Okay. Back to Czech Republic. Well, I was gonna do a little bit of a 360 coming down here, but I really don't see the point. Like I said, don't get enough views for it and everything else. That's why I'm gonna give it away. Not use it anymore, but I'm gonna turn off this so I can go faster. Alright, that way's back to Czech. That way goes back into Austria City, right over there in the little flatlands. But I gotta go this way. This one's quite the Cute little town, but trying to find the grocery store is not that easy. Looking across at the Austrian plains, just down over there. That's the Austrian side, and those more flatter plains. Yeah, some of these villages really nice. Definitely some trails are much more unique and fun and interesting than some other ones. Beautiful going along the little riverbank here and cliffside here. So trees and hanging. So we'll see where it goes, but it heads right onto the borderline again. Have the old bunkers in and out here from the old days. That's why a lot of these trails go past this in different areas to see all the bunkers and different things left from the post-Soviet era. How do we say as usual here? Short, steep little climbs all over. Gotta love them. Believe it or not, that climb is part of a bike route. Bike route goes on that way. The way I need to go is up that way. Basically, I'd taken this route off the other one to go along the riverside to see how that looked, and as well find camping along the river, which I didn't. So now I've got to get closer back to the main road just because it'll be easier in the morning. There are some nice camping spots here so I can pull out. So I'm hoping to find something better as I get closer to the road, and I can camp there for the night, and then it's just an easier push into the road instead of having to cross all this first thing in the morning.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.